What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Zach and I make videos about photography, amateur videography, camera gear, and vlogs. So if you're into those things, hit that subscribe button down below and let's get started. In today's video, we are talking about some very exciting rumors coming from Nikon that we might see come true at the end of this month. So the camera world right now is on fire with announcements and rumors, especially the recently announced Canon EOS R5 and R6, as well as the highly rumored, highly anticipated Sony A7S Mark III. Nikon, however, I don't think they're going to sit on the sidelines for this one. According to NikonRumors.com, we could be seeing up to 4 Nikon Z mount mirrorless cameras announced later this month. Those cameras being the crop sensor Z3 and the full frame Z5, Z6S, and Z7S. These rumors have me really excited because I have an older D750 that I think I'm about ready to retire and pick up something mirrorless to replace it. The D750, don't get me wrong, this is an awesome camera and I've gotten some awesome pictures with this, but it's getting old. I was out shooting with it recently and I found myself missing some things that I have on my Nikon Z50 that I'm actually shooting this video on right now. I found myself missing the electronic viewfinder, the focusing points that went all the way to the outsides of the frame, and the eye detect autofocus. These things I've gotten used to them on my Z50 and now want them on my professional full frame setup. So let's talk about the 3 full frame cameras. The first up is the Nikon Z5. And this one, I think this one is the most interesting to me because it might be the camera that I get if it checks all the boxes that I need. The Z5 is rumored to have a 24 megapixel sensor, the same electronic viewfinder and focusing system as the Nikon Z6, in-body image stabilization, 4K at a crop unfortunately, a magnesium alloy body, 6 frames per second burst, USB charging and powering, and most exciting to me, this is rumored to have 2 card slots. It's supposed to have 2 card slots, which would be incredible. If it does, it's going to be the first Nikon mirrorless camera that has 2 card slots, which is a big deal. So if you don't know much about the Nikon Z system, it has been harshly criticized for not having dual card slots in the bodies. Dual card slots have just become a staple for a professional photographer's rig, so you can have a redundant backup when you're out shooting for a client or doing a wedding or something like that. You want to have redundant backup, so if you have a card failure, you don't lose an entire day's worth of shooting for a client. That would be catastrophic and a huge embarrassment for your business. 2 card slots in this would mean that it checks one of the boxes that I need. The other would be weather sealing. I really like the weather sealing on my D750. I feel confident that I can take it out and shoot in any kind of situation and it's gonna be fine. And the last box to check would be at least 1080 at 120 frames per second because I am starting to make a lot more videos and having that ability to go slow-mo in 1080 is really nice on my Z50. It would be kind of a disappointment if it didn't transfer over to the Z5. Now let's talk about the Nikon Z6S and Z7S cameras. So these are reported to be incremental upgrades to the Z6 and Z7. And like I said earlier, those cameras were harshly criticized because they had a few, I'm not gonna call them like faults, but quirks. Let's call them quirks. The first and biggest was the single card slot. A single XQD card slot was all that was included on those first 2 full frame mirrorless cameras, which kept a lot of professionals from wanting to switch over to a mirrorless setup. It seems as if the Z6S and Z7S are going to have dual card slots, one of those likely being XQD or CF Express, and the second being an SD card slot. That would be huge. That would make it a more viable system for professionals. It also seems that we're getting dual X-Speed processors as well as 4K video at up to 60 frames per second. This is exciting because that will make those cameras a nice competitor to the Canon EOS R5 and R6 cameras that came out. No word on any crazy 8K RAW recording at this point, but as you'll likely see if you look at a lot of people's initial thoughts on those cameras right now, it's not necessary and the file sizes would be massive. Massive file sizes means you need massive memory cards, and massive CF Express memory cards are super expensive. 4K at 60 frames per second, I'm not gonna lie, that's still gonna be a big file size, but that's way more manageable than 8K RAW. Nikon Rumors also reports that these cameras will have USB power as well as USB charging, which is nice. Like right now, I can't power my Nikon Z50 while I'm shooting, which is a bit of a bummer. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just like, why is that not on there? And it seems like we might actually get a proper vertical grip for these cameras with not only extra battery, but buttons and dials and functionality as well. That would be awesome. So the Z6 and Z7, awesome cameras, but these upgraded versions are sounding like they're gonna be winners this year, especially for Nikon folks that want to go to mirrorless, but it's just not quite there yet. If everything that I'm talking about today comes true, those cameras are gonna be fantastic, and you might be upgrading your D750 just like me. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Head on over to NikonRumors.com to read the full list of rumored specs and release dates. And make sure and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more news like this in the future. Let me know in the comments section, are you excited about some rumored mirrorless Nikon cameras? And also let me know, what would it take to actually get you to upgrade to this system? As always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.